Across the Canadian high Arctic, cold, dark waters flow beneath massive stretches of solid ice. In this stark environment lives one of the most elusive large animals on Earth. It carries a spiral of ivory jetting up to 3 meters from its head. For most of human history, we looked at this structure and told ourselves a simple story. It was a sword, it was a lance, or a weapon. In medieval Europe, traders carried these twisted shafts south and sold them for fortunes. Kings paid the price of castles for them, convinced they were the magical horns of sea unicorns. The creature itself remained unseen. Its very name, Narwhal, comes from Old Norse for corpse whale, inspired by its pale, mottled skin. It was viewed as a ghost, living far beyond the edge of the known map. Modern science initially reinforced the legend. The structure looked exactly like a spear, so researchers assumed males used it to duel for mates or break through surface ice. But a closer examination reveals a glaring biological contradiction. That magnificent spiral grows almost exclusively on males. Females live up to 90 years in the exact same icy water, surviving perfectly well without one. Furthermore, the structure is surprisingly fragile. Nature rarely invests massive biological resources into a combat weapon that can snap upon impact. A tool that is essential to one half of a species, yet entirely absent from the other, creates a biological puzzle. To find out why the narwhal carries this ivory shaft, we have to look past the surface and into the deep. Beneath 2 meters of solid Arctic ice, in water so cold and dark that sunlight vanishes entirely, a whale is moving. Martin Nguyen looked at the narwhal's tusk through a specific professional lens. As a dentist, he saw enamel, dentin, and pulp, the architecture of a living tooth. Unlike our own teeth, the tusk's outer surface is completely porous, allowing seawater to seep inward. Beneath it, the dentin is packed with millions of nerve endings, forming an unbroken chain directly to the brain. To test if it actively used these nerves, researchers washed different water over live tusks. When they alternated between fresh and salty water, the narwhal's heart rate reliably shifted in response. In the ocean, as seawater freezes, it sheds its salt, leaving the water saltier and colder. An animal capable of detecting these chemical gradients could read the water to find where ice is closing in or locate the last breathing holes. The structure is a tooth turned inside out. Its delicate nerves are opened directly to the freezing ocean, acting as a highly sensitive sensor. This sensory precision is a requirement of the narwhal's extreme habitat. Through the winter, they plunge 1,800 meters deep, surviving beneath a ceiling of solid ice that covers 97% of the surface. At a mile down, the crushing pressure is absolute, and sunlight has never reached it. To hunt flatfish and squid, they must navigate entirely in pitch blackness. Like dolphins, the narwhal maps this darkness using sound. It pushes rapid bursts of clicks, up to 1,000 per second, through a fatty, rounded dome on its forehead called the melon. Compared to a typical wide sonar cone, researchers found the narwhal produces the narrowest, most needle-like acoustic beam ever recorded. This extreme precision prevents sound from scattering against the jagged ice overhead, allowing it to build a high-resolution map of an invisible world. This acoustic awareness helps explain how the females survive so well without a tusk. As for the males, researchers now suspect the structure serves a dual purpose, gathering chemical data while acting as a costly visual display of status. The narwhal uses highly focused sonar to see the seafloor and millions of exposed nerves to taste the ocean. A finely tuned biological instrument. Rising from the deep, a lone narwhal purposefully heads toward a tiny pinprick of open water miles away. Recently, researchers flying quiet drones above the summer ice captured something completely unexpected. They filmed a group of narwhals gently nudging small fish forward with the very tips of their tusks. They were not attempting to spear or eat the fish. The behavior appeared to be an act of curiosity or play. The centuries-old myth of a rigid, violent lance was replaced by footage of gentle interaction. But the highly specialized biology that allows the narwhal to master the Arctic has also created a severe vulnerability. Warming oceans cause unpredictable shifts in the ice. It forms and shatters in unfamiliar patterns, occasionally sealing over the specific cracks the whales rely on, leaving them trapped beneath the surface without air. At the same time, human industrial expansion and shipping vessels are flooding previously quiet waters with heavy, low-frequency noise, blinding an animal that lives by listening. For centuries, humanity was obsessed with the magical properties of a non-existent horn, paying fortunes for a myth, while the real creature lived untouched in isolation. Now we are finally decoding the millions of nerves and precise acoustic signals that allow this animal to navigate the dark, at the exact moment the predictable rhythms of its frozen world are disappearing.